Peace be with you. Dear friends, welcome to Living Flame Podcast website and Facebook group. Gospel Reflections for Saturday of the 31st week in the Ordinary Time. Gospel according to Luke chapter 16 verses 9 to 15. Jesus said to his disciples, I tell you, make friends for yourself with dishonest wealth, so that when it fails, you will be welcomed into eternal dwellings. What a saying of Jesus. Here we find how Jesus is very clearly telling to the Pharisees and scribes and also to his disciples that when wealth fails, we turn to God. That's what happens in the world. Even wealthy people turn to God whenever everything fails. When their health deteriorates, wealth does not help us in any way to come closer to God. But then when everything fails, we have no other way than coming back to God. That's why this saying is very tricky, but it has its essence. I tell you, make friends for yourself with dishonest wealth, so that when it fails, you will be welcomed into eternal dwellings. We should all know that wealth alone does not save us. Wealth alone does not give us that inner peace and joy and happiness and contentment. Real peace comes from something else. Jesus continues, the person who is trustworthy in very small matters is also trustworthy in great ones. So it all depends whether we deal with money or family members or so many dealings in the society. If we are faithful in small matters, trustworthy in small matters, then we will be trustworthy in great ones too. The person who is dishonest in very small matters is also dishonest in great ones. So, clear message that ultimately it all depends on us. When we are truthful to ourselves, we will be truthful outside. But when we are not truthful, then we cannot be truthful with others. So, if we are sincere to ourselves, whatever we do, then we have that peace wherever we go. If therefore you are not trustworthy with dishonest wealth, who will trust you with true wealth? So, here, the main target is the Pharisees and scribes who loved money. So they were most probably getting lots of money through dishonest ways and means. And consequently, Jesus was trying to make them understand that if you are dishonest with wealth, who will trust you with the true wealth? Worldly wealth, if they were not keen on being honest, how will they be honest with the things of God? So it's all interconnected. So our dealings with the people will reflect our dealings with God. So if we are trustworthy, if we are honest with other people, then we will be honest with God. And then Jesus says, if you are not trustworthy with what belongs to another, who will give you what is yours? Now that is why we have to understand this context very clearly. It refers to the previous passage, the steward who was not sincere. Now here we can understand how trustworthiness can be cultivated. If we are not able to deal with the things of another person in a trustworthy way, how can you deal with yourself in that true spirit? So this is this famous saying, no servant can serve two masters. He will either hate one and love another, or be devoted to one and despise the other. Ultimately, Jesus says, you cannot serve God and mammon. Therefore, dear friends, This is a great gospel passage today, in some way helps us to understand how our dealings with the world, with the people, should be sincere, true, and that will certainly reflect our relationship with God. So we cannot in any way love God with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our mind, if we fail to love our neighbors. God bless you.